The children who are answering everything you ask them are actually getting smarter. Their IQs actually go up. And there are other children in the same classroom who are foregoing that opportunity to get smarter. So if you're allowing children to volunteer to participate or not in your classroom, quite simply, you are making the achievement gap bigger. First change I want to encourage you to make in your classrooms is that when you ask a question, students do not raise their hands and you choose who to answer. It's very hard to do it at random unless you have some kind of randomization device. The way to choose students' names at random is to write their names on lollipop sticks, put them in a pot, and when you've asked a question, just pull out a student's name at random.
So our first contestant for today is... Can we have some drum rolls, please? Stop. Stop. Harvey.
Sad.
Blue, sad. Anything else?
It's a boy's colour.
OK, disappointment and sad. All right, guys. Shh, shh, shh. He fell.
They dropped he got hurt.
But what's showing? Put your hands down. Hands down, no, hands up.
Fell.
You were on the right track, actually. Holly, Holly, Holly. Where's Holly today? Not here, thank you. The kids don't seem to be responding to it very well. They're still putting up their hands. They seem very aggravated by it today. They seem very frustrated. OK, so what could we say as our point? Shh, put your hand down.
Miss Overbury is worried the top ability students are missing out.
Boys, Sid, can you get some help off someone and we'll come back to you? Can you get some help off someone? Children like Emily, sort of, you know, your Chloe's. You've got kids who really want to answer. And it's going to get very frustrating for them when, you know, you can see maybe other students not quite getting it. Let's have a look. Katie, next one.
I'm not reading.
I'm not so sure whether I like it or not. I feel, if anything, it's actually hampering things instead of making things go smoother.
End of week 2, and Miss Overbury comes up with a new approach.
Okay, so let's have a look. Emily, would you put her down as still being as gorgeous as she's coming back as a ghost?
Yeah, I still think she'd be pretty because, you know, have you seen The Corpse Bride?
Yes, I have.
She chooses 2 sticks at a time. It speeds up the pace of the lesson and avoids putting one student on the spot.
That actually sounds quite nice. Sabrine, can you tell me something? Why did Matt kill her? What was going on? It was ripped. Yes, it was ripped. It was ripped. It was ripped. It was ripped.
The class seem to be responding.
Right. Chloe and Catherine, which one of you wants to have a little go first? So, what is it that makes it a ballad?
There's rhythm.
Okay. Molly, you're going to be next, so get your answer ready. What makes it a ballad? We've talked a little bit about what happens. Let's see if we can actually get into the nitty-gritty. So
And who is speaking out for me today?
Miss Obi keeps the kids on side
Yeah, a girl, and that is...
by letting them do the picking.
Annoying.
Yes.
Chichi. Chichi, what number must be on the numerator, Yasmin?
Fiona.
Fiona, what have I done to that fraction?
Times it by 4.
Times by 4, excellent, well done. Liam, come here. Come and
I thought that worked really well because I think that there was no doubt that every student was at risk of being engaged, if you like, and that there was a good amount of learning.
put it down, William.
The teachers and students are getting used to it.
Sydney, what do you think domestic might mean? Sid, what do you think a domestic servant might be?
I have no idea, but something tells me it's sort of undemocratic, but I'm probably wrong.
OK.
Some of the less confident kids discover it's not so bad to speak out.
At first you sort of like get a rush of not really liking the idea for like 2 milliseconds, but then after that you like the answer just comes out in your mouth naturally almost.
Yeah.
And even if you have the wrong answer, the people in our class ain't the sort of people who will like make fun about you.
Even Chloe warms to the idea.
I think the sticks are really good because it gives the people a chance who doesn't usually put their hand up to give an answer, and stop being shy. It gives them more confidence.
Not everyone is convinced.
I'm not too keen on the sticks because if someone doesn't know the answer, and keep trying to get it right when people know the answer, or they're just like, oh, I don't know, I can't be bothered, and it's just frustrating if you know the answer. So.
I think mini whiteboards are the most important development in educational technology since the slate. If you want to get every student engaged, if you want to find out whether they've understood something, you ask a question, the students write their answers on the mini whiteboards, and then they hold them up. And you can quickly eyeball the whole class to see if they've understood it or not. It's very simple, but incredibly useful.
So far, so good. The whiteboards work well and everyone is engaged.
Okay, time is up. Can everyone show me their answers on their whiteboard quickly? Show me your answers quickly. Okay, from checking your answers, most of you have got it wrong. You don't... Excuse me. Now.
10 minutes into the lesson and the boards are put to more creative use.
Right, fantastic. Most of us have got there. Come on.
In the remaining days of the term, the whiteboards are back in circulation.
Authors, if you know...
Supplies, this way. Well done, okay. So can you go in quietly now, okay? Shh. When you get your mini whiteboards, I want you to tell me what puberty is, okay? Now, you can hold back with your questions for the moment, okay? And I want you to write it down. I don't want you to shout it out. I want you to write down what you think it is, okay? Just really sketch out your ideas. Okay, can we please hold up our whiteboards? Please hold up your whiteboards. Don't draw on the mat. Don't draw on that. How do you know your sexuality? Very good question. What do you think, Sid? How does someone know what their sexuality is?
When they're older and what they think about.
When they're older is what you think about, but there can be some confusion, okay? And that's where people start feeling a bit isolated. That's something you have to come to your own conclusion when you're older. What it is, when it starts.
Have you noticed a difference in the last couple of weeks?
It's definitely improved because I really didn't like the lollipop sticks, and now instead of just having some people being picked, you can give your answer, but in different ways now.
They use them quite a lot recently.
Which teachers in particular?
Miss Overbury's been using them a lot. Miss Pellet.
You were saying earlier that you found it a bit frustrating that you can't show the teachers you have the answer. Does the mini whiteboard satisfy that? Does it address that problem for you?
Yeah, because that gives a chance for everyone to show that they know the answer, and that they have to put the answer up so the teacher knows that everyone understands it.
Traffic lights. Every child has 3 cups. At the beginning of the lesson, the green cup is showing. If you want to signal to the teacher that you think she's going a bit fast, you show yellow. And if you want to stop and ask a question, you show red. So there are a number of these techniques, very simple, very low-tech ways in which you can improve the quality of information that you're getting from your students.
Miss Overbury wants to try the coloured cups. She gives the class a written assignment and gets the students to use the cups to tell her how they're getting on.
I want everyone, please, to put it on the green for now and leave them alone. I want everyone not to be touching them. You're touching them. You're a cup toucher. Leave it. Why is that so effective? Because what's that reminding us of? You'll never walk alone.
Slogan.
Yeah, perfect. So it's reminding us of how the slogan still use it.
What's penned?
Penned? It means like you're crammed into a very small space. No triangles. It worked nicely because it just stops them from having to keep their hand up the whole time, and it means that I can get to them fast. So yeah, it worked well. But I have noticed that they're just buckling down quicker to it. So that's nice to see. Okay, so now you want to actually be looking at the techniques. Okay, so I want you to pick.
Yeah, I did enjoy it because I did feel like more focused in the class.
I think that the coloured cups is a good idea. I think you can get like a feel of what the whole class are thinking.
Hold on, if I see a yellow cup, I will come and
Dean, can you give me
But the cups bring a bigger problem.
Keely. Ryan, I'm going to take those cups off you now. I need it to be on green. I haven't even done anything that you don't get yet. I'm still starting the lesson. I need you all to do just question 1 first before we move on. We need to get that number that we multiplied by 2.
The students send Miss Obi a clear message.
X equals 12 divided by 2 is 6. It's not 4 divided by 4, it's 12 divided by 4.
Jessie, Katie, Harvey, and many others turn their cups to red.
Okay? Charlie, turn around. 14 divided by 2 is what? Charlie.
I'm offended.